Hey, I'm Nancy Cavey, National ERISA and Individual Disability Attorney. Welcome to this week's episode of Winning Isn't Easy. Before we get started, I've got to give you that legal disclaimer because the Florida Bar has said to me that I can't give you legal advice on this podcast. But now that I've said it, I assure you that nothing is ever going to prevent me from giving you an easy to understand overview of the disability insurance world, the games that disability carriers play, and what you need to know to get the disability benefits you deserve. So off we go. Now, if you're on disability benefits or you're applying for your disability benefits, there's a lot you need to know. And one of the most important things you need to know is the games that disability carriers play with your Social Security, disability, or retirement benefits. I'm going to talk about three things today. One, what's in your wallet? It depends on what is in your disability policy or plan. Two, can a disability carrier like Aetna deduct Social Security retirement benefits from your ERISA long-term disability benefits? And three, does a disability carrier like Aetna have to explain why it rejected your favorable Social Security decision? Let's take a break for a moment before we get started.
Have you been robbed of your peace of mind from your disability insurance carrier? You owe it to yourself to get a copy of Robbed of Your Peace of Mind, which provides you with everything you need to know about the long-term disability claim process. Request your free copy of the book at kvlaw.com today.
Welcome back to Winning Isn't Easy. You ready to get started? Okay, what's in your wallet? Well, what's in your wallet depends on what's in your disability policy or plan. Many ERISA disability policies or plans provide for offsets such as governmental retirement benefits. These provisions allow a disability carrier legitimately and legally to reduce your gross monthly benefits by any amount you receive for Social Security's retirement income, as well as any amount that you receive from your employer in a defined contribution retirement plan. So monies received from a 401k or a 403b pension plan, fortunately, are not offsets to your benefits. But unfortunately, many long-term disability policyholders find that over time, their financial situations get desperate and they look for other money to help them pay bills and expenses, and they start tapping their retirement payments. Let's take this into consideration right now before you file your disability claim, or if you're on claim, before you think about tapping that money. Now, if you voluntarily elect to receive retirement payments, even at a reduced rate, these retirement payments can be deducted dollar for dollar from your long-term disability benefits. And that's particularly important if you have a disability policy that pays benefits through age 65 or for your lifetime. Because again, any retirement payments you receive when you reach the normal retirement age at 62, if you take it early, are going to be deducted dollar for dollar from your disability benefits. Well, what about Social Security disability benefits and the repayment of overpayment of long-term disability benefits? Now, one of the offsets that shocks policyholders is the other income deduction for the receipt of Social Security disability benefits that you, your spouse, or minor children receive as a result of your disability. This offset can reduce your long-term disability benefits to the minimum mandatory payment. That could either be $100 or 10% of the gross amount of your benefits. Each policy is different, so take a look at it. But you need to understand that most of these plans will deduct the amount that you or your spouse or your child receive or entitled to receive because of your disability under the United States Social Security Act, the Canadian Pension, or the Quebec Pension Plan, or any similar plan or act. Now, let's talk about this. I'm a Social Security lawyer in addition to being an ERISA, a long-term and individual disability attorney. So this is a question I get all the time. The Social Security offset that allows your disability insurance carrier to deduct both the primary and the family Social Security payments from your monthly gross benefits is one that you need to read very carefully. Not all policies say your spouse, and not all policies say your children. You need to make sure that only your Social Security benefits are subject to an offset. Now, if your policy has no provision at all allowing for an offset, that policy is considered to be a non-integrated policy, and they're not entitled to take an offset. And that's particularly true with individual disability policies. So obviously, before you stop work and apply for your benefits, you need to look at that. And quite frankly, when you're buying your ERISA disability coverage through your employer, you need to ask them, is there an offset for Social Security benefits? Because it's incredibly common to see that in an ERISA case. One of the things that you need to understand is that you can figure out how much your disability benefits might be by going to www.ssa.gov. And you can see what the estimated amount of your disability benefits would be, and potentially that of your children. So if you add up those numbers, you need to figure out, well, geez, how much is my policy going to be reduced for how long? And is there a minimum mandatory payment that's going to be applicable here that makes this disability policy worthless? Now, this can significantly reduce your benefits, and I think you need to know that right up front. Why? Well, because most disability policies require that you apply for your Social Security benefits. And if you don't, they are going to act as if you're getting those Social Security disability benefits. And they're going to reduce your benefits by whatever you or your dependents or your spouse could have gotten, again, depending on the language in the policy or the plan. Many of these provisions will also require you not only to apply, but if you get denied, as 2/3 of these claims are denied at the initial application and request for reconsideration stage, to follow through and have a hearing in front of an administrative law judge and lose. Now, I know that's a waste of time for a Social Security lawyer, but I've had to do that in some instances just to prove up that they did not have the right to an offset. Now, of course, that adverse decision came back to bite us in a bit because the disability carrier would argue that the denial supports their denial of the disability claim. But that's a topic for a different day. I just want you to understand that disability policies require you to apply. And if you don't apply, they're going to act as if you're getting the benefits, and you've got to follow the appeal process all the way through in a Social Security case. Got it? Let's take a break.